So yeah, this is week 1 to week 4 concept like revision session. We'll first take the discuss the summary of week 1 to week 4, and then we'll solve some of the previous year's questions. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Let me share my screen. So a variable is nothing but a symbol which is used to represent a varying expression or a quantity. Okay, example is like the variables we use: count, A, B, C, everything. Those are the variables that are used to store a value, and the values will be changing on time. Iteration is nothing but the repetition of a process. Iteration is the repetition of a process in order to generate a sequence of outcome. So whatever, if you wanted to count the number of cards in our data set, we'll iterate, no? We'll iterate, we will keep a variable count to count the number of cards, and we'll keep incrementing the value of count every time, right? Okay, what is nothing but filtering? Filtering is nothing but some specific decision. In an iteration, if we are only interested in some specific values of an item which are special to us, then we can filter those cards. Let us say we wanted to find only the Chennai male students. Then we'll filter our cards by keeping the condition whether the student is from Chennai and whether he's a male. Then, yeah, yes, will get the figure. Whether student is a Chennai and if he's a male, then we can increment the value of count. So we will just filter the cards based on some specific condition. Multiple filtering is like multiple conditions we can keep and filter the cards. Okay. That is multiple filtering. Example, see, if anything is not clear, no, for you, please ask me. Or please
Excuse
stop
me,
me.
ma'am.
Yeah,
Excuse me,
yes.
ma'am. Ma'am, I have a doubt in this filtering concept where where there are programs written with AND statement, and sometimes in a loop we write the programs from we write a statement and inside the loop I again filter. So please can you give examples of how they are different?
Okay. Okay, I will just open the slides. We two tutorial slides. In that you have few examples. Okay, here you can see filtering. Filtering is done by using if block, if else, or if else ladder, or nested if else. You can use if else blocks, or nested if in order to do the filtering. Okay, just if you wanted to find the number of students based on the total marks, right? Based on the total marks. If the total is greater than 220, you can increment the value of A. So let us say you wanted to find the students whose total marks is greater than 220. Then what you can do? You can iterate through each and every card by using the while loop. So this while loop is used for the iteration. While pile 1 has more cards, read the top card X from pile 1 and you are filtering some cards. Like if X dot total greater than 220, then we are incrementing the value of A and moving X to pile 2. Okay. This is one kind of filtering. Just if you have seen, no, if some condition is met, we are filtering that card. Like that means we are incrementing the value of A. Okay. This is the another way of filtering. Here this is another kind of filter. We are storing the cards, the value, we are storing the value, we are incrementing the value of A if the student marks is above 220, and if it is less than or equal to 220, we'll increment the value of B. So B counts the number of students whose total is less than or equal to 220, whereas A counts the students with the total greater than 220. So this is if condition. If the condition is met, it will execute this statement. If the current card total marks is greater than 220, it will increment the value of A. Okay. Else, if this condition is not met, then it will go to the corresponding else block, this else block, and will increment the value of B. If the condition is met, that means total value is greater than or equal to 220, then the value of B will be incremented. Okay, yes, Roshni. Hello, any doubt here?
No, ma'am. By mistake, they've unmuted.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So, okay, the third condition you can see here, you have three conditions. Here, the first if is to filter based on one condition. The second if to is to filter the based on other condition, and the third if is to filter the based on the another condition. So all these three conditions are different. First condition is if some first condition is met, then the value of A will be incremented. If the second condition is met, the value of B will be incremented. If the third condition is met, the value of C will be incremented. So you can see here, what is the first condition? If the total is greater than or equal to 250, then the value of A will be incremented. If total greater than 220, B value will be incremented. And if the total greater than 200, C value will be incremented. Else, this else is for which one? This else is for this if, the third if. If that condition is not met, then it will go to the else part. So for every card, it will check whether the total greater than 250. Yes, if the total is greater than or equal to 250, A value. Let us say the total as 230. Then which values will be incremented? Let us say the total value
A
as
and B, ma'am.
A
Sorry.
and
Oh,
C values will
B
be
and C.
yes. Okay. When the C value will be incremented? C value will be incremented if the total is 280, 210, something like that. If the at that time, if the total is 210, then which value will be incremented? Only C. But if the total is like 30, if the total is 230, then both C and B value will be incremented. Right? For every card, it will check all these three conditions. All these three conditions. If the third condition is not met, then only it will go to this else. Okay, this else is for the third condition. Okay, let us say few examples and see 260. If the total is 260, then A value will be incremented, B value will be incremented, C value will be incremented. Okay, if the total is 240, then A value won't be incremented. Only B and C will be incremented because total is not greater than or equal to 250. Okay, if the total is 160, none of them will be incremented. So D value will be incremented. Else it will go to the total that part. Is it clear how these conditions are executed? All the conditions will be checked. For every card, this if will be checked. Okay, all the three conditions are checked. If the condition is satisfied, then the statement inside the if block, then the statements inside the if block will be executed. Okay, is it clear? If not, if the third,
Yes, ma'am.
yes. Any doubt?
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
Yeah, okay. If third condition is not met, then only it will go to the else part. Okay, this is the another kind of filtering. Find the number of students based on the total marks and city town. So we have two conditions, filtering based on the total marks and city town. Okay, in the first condition, we'll check whether city town equal to Chennai. Okay, if the first condition is met, then only we'll go to the statement inside this if condition. The statement inside this if condition is another if condition. So whether the total greater than or equal to 210. If this condition is met, then only it will go to A equal to A plus 1 statement. Then only A equal to A plus 1 statement will be executed. Okay, let us take the example. If the student is from Chennai and total is 220, then which value will be incremented? A, B or C or D? Which value will be incremented? Chennai and is 220.
A value will be
A,
A
ma'am.
value.
A.
Okay, the student is from Chennai and total is 90. Total is 90. Then which value
B
will
value, ma'am.
B value.
B value.
yes, the first what will be checked? Whether the student is from Chennai. Yeah, student is from Chennai. And whether its total is greater than or equal to 210. No, 90 is not greater than or equal to 210. So it will go to the else part of the corresponding if. The else part of the corresponding if this one. So it will increment the value of B equal to B plus 1. So the student is from Mumbai and his total is 240. Then which value will be incremented?
C, ma'am.
Yes, C value will be incremented, because if the student is from Chennai, no, student is not from Chennai, so it will go to the else part. It will go to the else part. So in the else part, you have one more condition, that is whether total is greater than or equal to 210. His total is 240. 240 is greater than or equal to 210. Yes, 240 is greater. So C value will be incremented. The student is from Madurai. If the student is from Madurai and his total is 70, let us say, then which value will be incremented?
D, ma'am.
D value, ma'am.
Value.
Yes, because this condition, the student is not from Chennai, so it will go to the else part, the corresponding else part of this if. The corresponding else for this if is this one. So it will go to this else part and execute these statements. So what are the statements here? The first statement is in another condition. The condition is met or not? No. The total is 70, which is not greater than or equal to 210, which is only less. 70 is less. So it will go to the else part. Else part, we have the statement d equal to d plus 1. That statement will be executed. Okay, that's all about the filtering. Is it clear for everyone? This covers the many cases. Only one if, only single if you have if followed by a else. Here multiple ifs and only one and multiple ifs, but only one else to the last if. Okay, here you have nested if in a if, and they also have else part. Is it clear about the filtering everything? Any other doubt?
Yes, ma'am.
The doubt
Yes,
was
ma'am.
that
yeah.
nested filtering and the use of AND clause. What is the difference?
So nested filtering, and if you use and, that is same. So if I say if x dot city town equal to Chennai and x dot total greater than equal to 210, this is same as writing nested if. If in a if is same as so you have two conditions. The two conditions can be combined by using if in a if or by and condition. Okay. If you wanted to execute a particular statement, if the both conditions has to be correct, then only if you wanted to execute the statement, then you can use nested if, or you can write the same thing by using the and condition. That both are same. Okay. If I say if x dot city town equal to Chennai and x dot total greater than equal to 210, then if I say a equal to a plus 1, if the condition is met, a equal to a plus 1, that is same as writing as nested if. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Could I show you, write to you? All clear?
Yes, you can show.
If I say something like this, if x dot city, I think I should write it properly. Here space is less. If city equal to Chennai, and if I say x dot total greater than or equal to 210, this is same as writing nested if. Both are same. Equal to a plus 1. This both things are same. Okay, writing in the nested if or using the and condition, both are same. Okay, in else part you can write this is same, but else part you cannot write this. In else part you have to write other condition, like if you have to write one more condition, else you cannot tell directly here. If x dot city town equal to Chennai and x dot total less than 210, you have to mention in order to increase the value of b. Else you cannot use directly here, there. Okay, else cannot be used directly because the Chennai condition, you have to check the Chennai condition. If the student is from Chennai and if it's total less than 210, then only b value has to be incremented. So that thing, if you use and, you have to write one more condition for that, for b also, in order to increment the b value of b. Okay, clear? Not clear?
And what will be that condition? I have to write.
If x dot city town equal to Chennai and x dot total less than 210,
Okay.
then you can write b equal to b plus 1.
Okay.
Okay.
So if by any chance I write, if city is equal to town Chennai and x dot total is equal to 210, A is equal to A plus 1, else B is equal to B plus 1. And another program I write using the nested if condition, then if the options are given, what will be the difference between the two?
So you are mentioning this same thing, right? Here, else b equal to b plus 1, right? Here, the corresponding else is like for this one. That means the student, if the student is from Chennai and if its total is greater than or equal to 210, then only A will be incremented. A will be incremented only if two conditions are met. Even if the one condition is not met, then B value will be incremented. Like if the B value, when the B value will be incremented? The B value will be incremented for the Chennai students whose total is less than 210 and also non-Chennai students, the students who are not from Chennai. So B value is the number of the students who are not from Chennai plus the number of Chennai students with the total greater than, with the total less than 210. B value will be incremented in that case because the else part will be executed if this condition is becoming false. If the first if condition becomes false, when the first condition if the become false, if the student is from Chennai and if its total is less than 210, at that time also first if condition will become false. So it will go to the else part and will make the B equal to B plus 1. Okay. And if the student is not from Chennai, whatever his total marks may be, the value of B will be incremented. Okay. So the B value will be incremented, will be counting the number of non-Chennai students plus the number of Chennai students with the total less than 210 in this case. For this case, the B value will be number of Chennai students, but his total value will be less than 210. Okay, understood the difference?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That's all. Any other doubts?
Ma'am, I have a doubt. Can you please scroll down a bit?
Mm.
Hello,
Yeah, I'm scrolling down.
a bit more.
Yeah, just let me
In the multiple if by example.
the multiple if examples.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, just okay.
Ma'am, I had a doubt in the above slide.
Mm.
And here it is. I'm in the third most left, right. Here, as we can see, there are multiple ifs without any other else statement.
Yes.
So my doubt is, can we have a else statement without any other if?
No. Else cannot. We cannot have else directly without any if. Else should
Okay,
be followed by a if. Okay.
okay,
If should be followed by else. If should be like if can exist alone. If the only if can be present, only this if can be present, can be there. Okay. Only one if can be
yes,
there,
ma'am.
like here. Like
All
here.
right, ma'am.
If
So,
can be
ma'am,
followed by an else. If can be followed by an else. But here you can see there are multiple ifs without any else. But for the third if there is else, you cannot have else alone. Okay. Without any if. Okay.
all
Any other?
right, ma'am.
Ma'am,
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am, what is elif? What is the difference between elif and if?
See, elif means else if. So first you will check for a condition in if. Okay, first you will check for some condition using if. If that condition is not met, you can write else if you can check for another condition. Okay, that means that is elif.
Please,
Just
can you tell me with an example?
sure.
Madam, once explain mathematics marks, same mathematics marks. Number of pairs of students scored.
Which question is that?
Madam, downwards.
Yeah, just let us go first. Do filtering first. Okay.
Okay.
Ma'am, I have a question. What
Yeah.
changes must be done in this code so that the if that x dot total is greater than 250, then only A must be incremented.
Yeah. Okay,
So
just
what
let
changes must be done?
yeah, just give me Aishman 1 minute.
Okay,
After
ma'am.
this dot I will. Yeah, could you please tell your doubt previously, Sneha or someone is asking, no?
I was asking that what is the difference between if, elif, or please tell me with an example. Is it
Okay.
like
If okay, if condition, if some condition, okay, if x dot total we will take, if x dot total is greater than 250, then I can write something like a equal to a plus 1.
Ma'am, your annotations are not visible.
My annotations are not visible. I'm sharing. Just yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I am having a query. In quiz 1 and quiz 2, I attempt all the questions because there is no negative marking in the exam. But when I show the result, it's showing unanswered in some questions.
Sorry.
Ma'am, in quiz 1 and quiz 2 exam, I attempt all the questions because there is no negative marking in the exam. But when I show the result, it is showing unanswered in some of the questions.
Okay, could you please write it in notes or somewhere?
You should write to support team.
Yeah, you should write to support him for this. Okay. Elif x
Okay,
dot
ma'am.
yeah x dot total elif x dot total. You can check some for some other condition. My note, I'm writing notes is visible, no? My notes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
230. Then you can say b equal to b plus 1.
Ma'am, can we put a else statement here below elif?
Yeah, here you can put, I will tell. I will explain this.
Ma'am, what is the difference between elif and else if?
Both are same.
Okay, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, yes.
Ma'am, what is the difference between double plus and single plus?
Single plus, double plus.
Ma'am, I show in some of the questions that they are using double plus, like C plus B,
C
and
plus
some of the question only single plus.
what's C equal to C plus B? No, that double plus used in list. Okay, x equal to some list that will week 5. That at that time you will see while appending an element to a list, you will use the operator double plus.
Excuse me, ma'am. The thing you were explaining, that is A is equal to A plus 1 if 250 is greater. L B is equal to B plus 1. This L statement is for the elif or for the first if?
See, just the program execution will go line by line, right? Will go line by line. Yes, in this manner it will be executed. So A equal to A plus 1 will be executed if the first if condition is true. Okay. Okay, if the first if condition is true. If the first if condition is not true, like if let us say the total is 240, the total is 240, then the first if condition is not satisfied, whether it has else part, yes, else, and it is also checking in the else part also because we are checking for some condition. The total is less than 250, yes, total is less than 240 but greater than 230, right? That's why b value will be incremented. Okay, so if the total is 240, b value will be incremented. Okay, let us say if the total is 260, then only a value will be incremented. No b, no c. Because first condition is missed, it won't go to the else part. Else part is you have else part for the first if. In the else part also we have one if condition. The total should be less than 250 but greater than 230. The 240 case or 230, some values between 230 and 250, the value of b will be incremented. Okay. if both conditions are not satisfied, when the both condition will not be satisfied, and the total is, let us say, 220, then what happens? Total is greater than 250? No, 220 is not greater than 250. Whether the total is greater than 230 and less than 250? No, the total is not greater than 230. It is 220. So it will go to the else part here, c equal to c plus 1. This else for is for the second if. If it is not correct, then we'll go to the else part, that is c equal to c plus 1 will happen. Okay.
Thank you.
Ma'am,
And please clear me if I understood it right. Here this elif, the if part in the elif statement is just the nested if, right? We are just connecting them.
Where is nested if here? No nested if.
No, ma'am, I'm trying to say that here the if part in the elif statement, we can just nest it below the else statement, right?
Not clear. Could you please just tell your doubt again one more time?
And
But
ma'am, I mean, in the fourth line,
uh,
we can just write else and then write a nested if and write the condition then.
yeah, you can write that. So else, what you can do is like else, the same thing. You can write else if the total is less than 250.
Yeah, ma'am, that's what I was saying. So
Yeah.
it is just like the nested if, right?
Yes, that is like a nested if. You can write here if, again, if one more condition you can check, keep like if the same. Instead of writing in the AND case, you will check else, we'll go to the else part. If total less than 250, if it's less than 250, then you have to check one more condition, whether the total is greater than 230. Yes, if the total is greater than 230, then the value of B should be incremented. Instead of writing in AND, you can use the nested if. Okay.
And ma'am, can we give a space below the else?
Space below.
I mean, nesting the first if, second if also.
Here. Which one? In which line you are asking? Space
Yes,
about.
from that specific line you are at.
Yeah, that space you can mention, no problem. Just
No,
like
ma'am, not that space. I mean before the if.
before the
Can
else.
we nest it in the else statement inside the else?
Inside the else, you cannot nest. No, here else of if you cannot do. Else if how you write, you can't write. No. So you can write else if, and you can check if whether extra total less than 250. And you have to write that using that syntax. Okay.
ma'am,
Alright,
if
ma'am.
we write like this, then we have to close three brackets, no?
Yeah, you have to close the three brackets.
Okay, ma'am.
I have a doubt, ma'am.
Yeah, yes, please.
What is the difference between if else and elif? Is it like they are not the same, but what's the difference in the program, ma'am?
If else and elif.
If, yes, ma'am.
If condition 1. If else okay, your doubt is between if else and what is the other thing you are asking?
Elif, ma'am. Elif.
So when the statement 1 will be executed, if the if condition is true, statement 1 will be executed. Statement 2 will be executed if the if condition is not true. then statement 2 will be executed. Okay. When the elif statement will be executed, this one x3, let us say s3 statement will be executed if this if condition is true. Elif statement will be executed, like if let us say s4, x4 will be executed if this if condition is not true, and this if condition, whatever the if condition we are mentioning here, that if condition also should be true. Then only we'll go to the s4 statement. Okay.
I don't get the elif part, ma'am.
Elif, so elif, using elif, what you are doing, you are able to check for two conditions. The first thing is here, first if condition has to be true. If it is not true, then you will go to the else part. In the else part also you are keeping another condition. Then if that condition is correct, then only you will go to the S4. So let us say here, I will write here, if x dot total greater than 250, then let us say equal to a plus 1. If I will check for other condition. If x dot total greater than 213, b equal to b plus 1. So when b equal to b plus 1 will be executed?
If x first one is false, then it will consider the second one. If second one is true, then it will iterate, ma'am.
Yes, yeah, that is the difference. So here if I write the same thing using if else, then if the same thing is done using the if else, then what is the difference?
Ma'am, the first one is just a simple if else, ma'am. So if that one is true, then it checks the second one. If that one is not true, then it won't iterate. But
Yes,
for this one, it's like I think it's like nested, no, ma'am.
it's not like nested, it is different, no? Different. Nested is like similar to and. Here
Oh,
else, yeah, nested is similar to and, this is different. You understand now the difference between else and
yes,
else?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, any other doubts in filtering?
No,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Okay, I
No,
hope.
ma'am.
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
Yes, no doubt. So let me go back to your summary. Multiple filtering, everything we have checked filtering. Flowchart is nothing but pictorial representation of an algorithm. And a flowchart is it's a step-by-step diagrammatic representations using the defined shapes or boxes to solve a task. So rectangular box is called process or activity box. Here you can do the set of operations that change the values of data variables. In the process box, we can change the values. This is to represent the flow, shows the order of execution of the program. This order, this arrow mark. Diamond is to take some decision. If the condition is true or false, we can take the decision using the diamond box. Oval box is terminal that indicates the start or end of the program. Okay. Data types defines the values that the variables can take and the
Ma'am,
set of operations that are permitted. Yes, please.
ma'am, I'm telling you just a question, right? Though the flowchart I understand. Now, suppose there is a recursion problem, then how is the flowchart going to look like? Though it is recursion is in the 12th week, but still, how will you do the flowchart of that?
That can be done, no? That can be done.
How?
The same function will be called again and again.
Okay.
Okay. That you will draw arrow from there. If some condition is met, then only you will end that.
Okay, can you, with an example, show, say, factorial 5, how to draw a flowchart with recursion?
Okay, factorial 5 flowchart you want. My screen. If we wanted to draw 5 factorial, so we'll start. Okay, what is 5 factorial? How to compute the factorial? Start is done using oval box, right? We'll draw an oval box for start. Okay, and then what you will do? Let's start, and then factorial, whether the number is 0 or not. You will check now that the function will be called. And so let us say the procedure. Factorial something, that function, let us say factorial of n, that will be called. And then in the factorial, so you will have two flowcharts, okay? You will have two flowcharts. One is to represent the start, that wherever you are writing the procedure, writing your pseudocode. So let us say here you have some value n, int equal to n, that kind of initializations you will make here. Int n, sorry, you will just write n equal to 10 or something, that kind of initialization. You will write here n equal to 5. And then you will say some f equal to factorial of 5 will say. And then you will just stop that. This is one flowchart. And the other flowchart is for factorial. So now in this flowchart, you will show the factorial in the other flowchart. Okay, let us say factorial. The factorial flowchart, you will have some variables, right? That variables like n to store the value of n. So start you will do, and then we'll see the value of n. Okay, let us say n equal to 5, that initialization will happen. And then we'll see the condition, whether n equal to 1 or 0. N equal to, let us say 0. What is the value of 0 factorial? It's 1, no?
Yes.
Yes,
True.
ma'am.
If this condition is true, then you will set fact value equal to 1. Condition is true, you will make factorial equal to 1. Fact value equal to 1. Let us say that variable equal to 1. If it is not true, if it is false, n value is not 10, then you will check. Then you will write, you will call this procedure again, no? Fact equal to, then you will write fact equal to n into factorial of that procedure will be called, no? Factorial of that value. The procedure will be called, that value will be written. So here you will write here, this is kind of square. Again, this operation will be pointed to here again. Where this condition will be checked again and again. Okay. If the condition is not met. So you will connect it to this only if the condition is not true. So if it is, if n equal to 0, factorial equal to 1, and you will end this. So this is ending for the program. If the condition is not true, if the condition is false, then you will, what you will do? Factorial equal to n into fact value will become, then you, if the condition is not false, fact equal to n into factorial of n minus 1. N minus 1 value will be written here. And then this procedure, you will call this operation again and again, like this one. To this. So it will check either again n equal to 0. No, n equal to 0, the condition is false. So this will be executed again. N into that will happen, already happened. So factorial of n minus 1 means this will be like n minus 1 value will be computed. Like let us say 5 into 4 will happen. Again, the value will be this here. Again, the n value will be checked here. Okay. That's how you will represent. Is it not understandable? Yeah, you can draw flowchart for any algorithm. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Understood or not?
Yes, understood.
Yeah. So this is for week 1 to week 4 session. You have another session for the remaining week, and the 2 sessions for the remaining weeks.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, what is the syllabus of Antum?
All weeks, week 1 to week 12.
Ma'am, which syllabus has which weeks have more weightage, ma'am?
No kind of weightage. Weightage is like
Equal weightage.
Ma'am, today a mail is received to me. In this mail, it is saying that 60% is week 9 to week 12, and remaining week 1 to 4 is 20%, and 4 to 8 is 20%.
okay, you got mail from whom?
IITM BS ma'am, do not reply wala.
Okay, if it is from IIT team, then it is correct. Okay, if it is from someone else, it is not correct. You can just cross check it by posting in the discourse or anywhere. Yeah, if it is from IIT team,
Yes, ma'am, I also got.
That is for stats 1.
Yes, ma'am, I got it for stats.
yeah, okay, that kind of thing. See, for CT, it's not fixed actually. Weightage is not fixed. It may vary. Okay. It's not for sometimes you will get more weightage for other week. Yeah, it is not fixed. So basically you have to prepare for all weeks. But as week 9 to week 12, as any exam is not taken, you have not taken any exam, they might have somewhat more weightage. That's all. Okay. Okay, coming to the other concepts. Data types are nothing but it defines the value that a variable can take. Defines the value that a variable can take and set of operations that are permitted. So if you have a variable, what all values we can assign to that variable and what all operations we can perform on that variable are determined by its type, by its data type. So what are the basic data types? The basic data types are Boolean data type, integer, character, all these are basic string, all these are basic data type. So Boolean is nothing but it takes only 2 values, true or false. Like it can be true or false, and the operations can be for Boolean operation like conditions. If you have condition, then what you can check? Only and or some conditional checking only you can do. So the Boolean variables will take true or false values, and the operation is and or. Here you can see if x dot gender equal to m and x dot city town equal to Chennai. So here the result of x dot city town equal to Chennai. The result is either true or false. If the condition is met, the result is true. If the gender is male, then the value will be true here. The output is true. Okay, the result will be true. Result will be Boolean type, either true or false. Okay. Integer data type, it can take any integer value like minus infinity to plus infinity. Like negative numbers, 0 and positive numbers. All these numbers are called integer numbers. And the operations are, you can do arithmetic operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. These are arithmetic operations. And you can do logical operations. Like we can check whether the one variable is less than other variable, or it is greater than one variable is greater than other variable, or both the variables are equal. So like less than, greater than, double equal to, this kind of things you can check. These are the integer operation. Character is nothing but, okay, you understood integer Boolean data types?
Yes.
Okay, character is,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, character is nothing but all alphanumeric things like capital A to capital Z, small a to small z, 0, 1 to 9, everything. And the operations are Boolean operations you can take, like double equal to, you can check whether both characters are same or not. That's all. Only the double equal to operation you can perform. Okay, string are nothing but any sequence of character. Any sequence of characters are called string. String here,
Ma'am,
yes, please.
ma'am, what is the meaning of double equals to?
Double equal to means you can check whether a character is same as other character. Whether you can check whether A equal to A or A double equal to A. That means whether both the characters are same. Okay. Whether X equal to Y means whether X and Y values are same. Okay. That is like conditional checking, whether both the values are same. Okay, if I say x equal to y, that is
For checking it is used.
for checking it is used, whether both values are same or not. For checking, we will use. Okay, the string is nothing but any
Okay,
sequence.
thanks.
Yes. Yeah. String is any sequence of characters. Sequence of characters are nothing but single alphanumeric characters, no A, B, alone. But a string are nothing but sequence of character, IIT Madras, anything. If you enclose that in double quotes, then that is a string. If you enclose it in if a single alphanumeric character is enclosed in single quote, then it is a character. If it is enclosed in double quotes and it has sequence of character, then it is a string. But if you have only C, and if it is enclosed in double quote, it is a string. If you enclose this one in single quote, then it is a character. Okay, if you enclose anything in single quote, that must be a single character. Okay, then it is a character. If you enclose the sequence of characters in double quotes, then it becomes string. Okay.
Then what if we enclose IIT Madras in single quote? Then it would become character.
If you enclose IIT Madras in single quote, that you cannot do. Only single digit, single value, like you can enclose in.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. That's all the important topics from week 1. We can go to week 2 now. Instead. Okay, if you have
Ma'am, can
any,
you share this PDF in the chat or in the calendar?
yeah, sure, it will be shared. Okay.
Okay,
It
ma'am.
will be made available to you in the supplementary content, or it will be given to you. I will make them available to you. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Now week 2, let us see what is there in week 2. So in week 2, conditional termination in iteration, that means filtering only. Iteration is nothing but repetition of process. If you wanted to check for something repeatedly, then you can go for iteration. If something has to be done repeatedly, then you can do an iteration. Okay, iteration is nothing but repetition of a process. Termination in iteration means when pile 1 is empty. Generally, when we are terminating an iteration, if our pile is empty, then that means if we have no more cards, no more data to iterate, then we'll terminate the iteration. Conditional termination means we will stop the iteration if some condition is met. Okay, that is terminational iteration. So pile 1 we have check for desired card and stops when the iteration of when the card is found. Okay, this is the example. We'll show you through the example. Okay, first example is find the card in which all subjects marks are above 90 from the scores dataset. How will you do that? Find a card in which all subject marks are above 90 marks. So the iteration can be terminated. No, if you have found a card in which all the subject marks are above 90, then you can stop iteration. How to do that? How to do that? So you
Exit loop.
Yeah, exit loop. Like you, not exit loop. See that also, that by using exit loop also you can do that. So here here you can see first A equal to true. Okay, A equal to true here. In this example, while pile 1 has more cards and initially A value is true. Read the card X. Read the card X. If X dot city town equal to Chennai, A equal to false. So when this iteration will be terminated in this example, the iteration will be terminated if we have found a student from Chennai, right? Or if the pile has become empty. No, here both conditions has to be met. No, pile 1 has more cards. Yeah, the pile 1 has more cards and A. That means then only we will continue the iteration. If not, we'll stop the iteration. When the iteration will be terminated, if the pile 1 has no more cards, then this condition won't be met. And if the A value is false, this condition won't be met. So we'll stop the iteration. This iteration will be stopped even if you have found a Chennai student or if there are no more cards in your data set. Then also the iteration will be stopped. You can see, you can check for a condition and you can stop the iteration by combining that in an AND. Okay, the same way you can find the student you can, if this condition is met, if you have found particular student with the all subject marks greater than 90, you can just simply make the A value to false and use the same kind of iterator. Okay, understood now? Conditional termination. If some condition is met, you can terminate the iteration. Or simply you can write here if x dot city town equal to Chennai, then you can write exit loop. Then that loop will be like you can, that means this loop won't, the iteration won't happen. While pile 1 has more cards and read the card x, if the x dot city town equal to Chennai, then you, if you write exit loop, like after finding a Chennai student, you will come out of the loop. The iteration won't continue. You can do that in two ways. Okay, either this way or exit loop using exit loop. Okay, clear?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
excuse me,
can you
ma'am.
explain
Yes,
what
ma'am.
is the A here representing?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. What is it trying to represent? A.
A is a variable that is a Boolean variable. It stores true or false value. Okay, just it is, you can see if Chennai, if you have found a Chennai student, A value is made to false and the iteration won't continue, because if the A value is true, then only iteration will continue. No, the purpose of A is like after finding a Chennai student, the iteration has to be stopped. That is achieved by making the A value false. Okay, if it is true, the iteration, if it is true, and if the A value is true, and if we have more cards, the iteration will continue. Like if we have not found any Chennai student, and if we have more cards, then iteration will continue. But if we have found a Chennai student, we are setting A to false, and as A is false, this A value is false, then AND condition will become false. So the iteration won't continue. The A is like a flag here. If something is happening, just set the value of flag. If the flag value is set, then we are not continuing the iteration. Okay.
So,
Understood?
ma'am, here A is just like a decoy, right?
A is like a,
Decoy. I mean reference kind of. We are just assigning a value.
A is a variable, yes.
All right.
Ma'am, can I? How do I read this? While pile one has more cards and true, is it? When I read it first,
Yeah, and true, yes. So, and after this, you have true. This
true. The
condition is
first time I read it, it is true till I
yes.
get Chennai. So once I get Chennai, I will go again and read why pile one has more cards and false.
Once.
Correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you, yeah.
Thank you.
If it is false, then and condition will become false. So you
Ma'am,
won't.
on what basis, when we write a pseudocode, on what basis the Boolean value is initialized? I mean, whether it is true or whether it is false, on what basis we used to decide the Boolean value, or we assign to the initialization step?
By just by practice, you will get on what basis? Like, okay, if some condition is met, if you wanted to stop the iteration, then you can assign you can start with true value. So first card will be iterated. If some condition is met, you can set the value to false. The iteration will be stopped. Okay. In that way, you can assign.
Can this same problem be written A is equal to false and done?
No.
No, we cannot do that, right?
No.
It has to be true.
Yes, it has to be true. Okay. Pseudocodes are nothing but textual representation of procedures. Whatever you write, that is a textual representation of the procedure, that is called a pseudocode. So assignment statement is nothing but count equal to 0. This is assignment statement. You are assigning the value of 0 to count. Sum equal to sum plus x dot mathematics. So the value of mathematics marks will be added to the sum and that particular value. So let us say sum value is 100 and if the mathematics marks are 90. So sum equal to sum plus x dot mathematics. So sum value is 90. 90 plus sum value is 100. 100 plus 90 will happen 190. That value will be assigned to some variable. So this is assignment statement. Assignment statement will have single equal to, will assign the value, whatever the value that is there on the right side to the left side variable. Okay. Okay, then equality statement you have. A equal to B, that is A equal to double equal to is like equality, whether both variables are having the same value, that is equality checking. Here you can see with A value is 3 initially, B value is 5. Here A equal to B will give false because 3 is not equal to 5. If B value is 3, then A equal to B will be true. Okay, this is like equality checking whether both values are holding the same value. If it is met, then the result will be true or false. Conditional execution I have already shown you. If one condition, only a single if, no else. Here you have if followed by a else. Okay. So in order to do something, in order to check a condition repeatedly, you will write that condition in a loop. So while followed by a condition. If you want to check the condition repeatedly, you will write that in while. So while pile 1 has more cards. So pile 1 has more cards, that condition is checking repeatedly for every iteration. If, okay, understood now? Okay, that's all on week 2. There's a summary of week 2. We'll discuss a tutorial slide also once week 3 and everything are done. So if you present the data sets in the form of a table, so each attribute field is a column in the table, like card number, name, gender. These are the column names of your table, and the values. These are the values for that card. So for the 0th card, what is its card number? 0, or sequence number is 0. Name is Bonesh, and his gender is male. Date of birth is 7th November. Town, city, town, some error. His marks also you can represent. So if you represent in the table way, these attributes, whatever the attributes that are the name, gender, date of birth, city, town, they will become the column names. Okay. If you have difficulty when a card has variable number of attributes, multiple rows, duplication of data. So you can see here the card has variable number of attributes. So duplicate, here vegetables, food, dairy food, that is repeated, no? Multiple rows and duplication of data. So you have this multiple rows and the data is duplicated also. So if you have such case, example is shopping bill card, at that time you can split as separate tables. Need to link via unique attributes. You can split them as the separate tables. So you can just store another table. If you see, yeah, here it is not there, but you can use the you can split the table for the food category table. You can make it separately. Okay, this item table you can make it separately and just map it. Just map it. Okay. Okay, if you wanted to find the students, okay, whose average marks is less than some whose marks are less than average marks. If you wanted to find the students, then how will you do? You will first find the average marks of a students in the first iteration, and the second iteration, what you will do? You will find the students whose total marks is less than average. That is, you are doing that in the two separate iteration. One is for finding average, and the other one is for iterating and finding whether his total is less than the average. So here is an example. If you want to do below average students in two iteration, non-nested. These are non-nested. It is not while in a while, two separate. Here you have one while followed by the another while. So these are two separate whiles. These are not nested, right? First we compute the average marks of subject in first iteration. First here, using the first iteration, we'll compute the average. Okay, this average equal to sum by count we will do in the first iteration. First iteration is finding the average. And then in the second iteration, we compare each student marks with the average marks of that particular subject. And if it is not true, then we won't do anything. If it is true, then the averages value will be incremented. Okay. So this is like we are doing separate iteration. We are not doing it combinedly. We are doing the separate iteration. In one iteration, we are finding average. In the other iteration, we are checking whether marks is less than or greater than the average. If the condition is met, then we'll increase any value. This is non-nested. No? Okay, we'll see here one example. Here you can see find the number of students above average based on their total marks. If you wanted to find the number of students who are whose total is above the average total. So in the first iteration, you will calculate the sum, the total. Sum is nothing but sum of totals and count is nothing but the count of cards. Okay. Count is 0, sum equal to 0, average equal to 0, and A value is 0 initially. While pile 1 has more rows, read the top card X from pile 1. Count equal to count plus 1. So each card we are counting. And sum equal to sum plus X dot total. So each card total value is added to the sum variable. So sum stores the sum of totals of all the cards. And move X to pile 2. We are moving cards from pile 1 to pile 2. Later, after completing this iteration, for each card, count value will be incremented and sum value will be updated. Okay, then we are doing average equal to sum by count. We are computing the average. Average is nothing but sum by count. Okay, we'll get the average. Let us say we have 1000 as total and if we have 10 cards, then the average will be 100, no? The average will be 100. If pile 2 has more cards, in the second iteration, what we are doing, we are iterating to pile 2. Well, pile 2 has more cards, read the top card X from pile 2. If X dot total greater than H, A equal to S. Yes, sorry.
सीटी वाले में if they've done part फाड़ दे सारा लिखता है
Yeah, could you all please mute? Okay. Here A value will be incremented if the particular card total if a card total is greater than average total, then A value will be incremented. Okay. Understood now, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, that's all from week 3 example. This is the week 3 example. Okay, let's go to that one summary again.
So ma'am, we are nothing but creating an environment with the while loop, right?
We are nothing but
Creating an environment that during this particular situation, we have to do this and this.
in one iteration, we are doing one thing, one computation. In the other iteration, we are computing other thing. In the first iteration, we are computing the total, like average. Using the second iteration, we are filtering whether the card's total is less or greater than the respective average total. Okay.
Okay.
Mm. Okay, this is a systematic process of hypothesis verification. So to find the relation between word length and frequency, you can use, okay, this is the process, like assumption long words are greater than equal to 6. If the word length is greater than equal to 6, we are saying the long. If it is less than or equal to 5, then we are saying it as short. High frequency means if it's frequency. Even the paragraph, if the word is coming more than once, then it is high frequent. If it is just once, if the word is coming once, then it is low frequency word. So we are just, we can divide the words as long words, short words, and high frequency words and low frequency words. Okay. If the words are long and high frequency, that will fall in this here in this segment. If the words are high frequency but are short will fall under this segment. If the words are low frequency, like they appear once, and if they are short, then it will come in this segment in the third quartile. If in the fourth quartile, if the words are mm, low frequency and if they are long, then it will come in the fourth quartile. Okay, let us say Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 as quartiles. So when the first quartile, you will get high frequency and long words. In the second quartile, you will get high frequency short words. Okay, in the third quartile, you will get short words, low frequency. In the fourth quartile, you will get low frequency long words. Okay. So this is nothing. Okay, the three price problem is nothing but for getting prices, it should satisfy the three conditions. Should be in the top three of the total marks, should be in the top three in at least one of the subject, and there must be a representation of boys and girls. Okay. It should be the student should have top three total marks, and he should have scored top three in at least one subject. And the student is like should be male representation and boys and girls. Okay. Like if both boy and girl got same total and same, like he has topper in one of the subjects also, then based on the first topper and second topper, we can decide the third topper to give whether girl or boy. Okay. Introduction to procedures and parameter. So each procedure will have a name. Here the name of the procedure is sum maths. The name of the procedure is sum maths. His procedure name is sum maths. The procedure, how you will write a procedure, this is called function actually. The in CT will call it as procedure. So procedure will have name and the parameter, list of parameters it can take. So it is taking only one parameter. Okay. The procedure is, and you will end the procedure by writing n followed by the procedure name. So procedure name is sum max. Argument receives the value gen. It takes one argument procedure, it takes a value the value whatever it takes, that value it will be assigned to gen variable. Calling the procedure, in order to call this procedure, you will call the procedure by its name and pass whatever the value. Like if it is one argument procedure, will pass one argument value. If it is two argument procedure, will pass the values for the two argument. So here sum maths of f. So whatever the value we are passing, that will be assigned to the variable gen. So gen value will be assigned to f when we invoke the procedure by this line, sum max of f. So this is how we'll invoke the procedure by mentioning the procedure name followed by the arguments. If it is one argument procedure, we'll give the value to that procedure. If it is two, we'll give the two values. Okay, whatever the value we pass here, that will be assigned to this variable. So gen value will be assigned to the value of f. Okay. Argument variable is assigned to the parameter value. Okay. Procedure call sum maths of f start with gen equal to f. The same thing. Gen value will be assigned, f value will be assigned to gen. So procedure returns the value stored in sum using the return sum. The return, whatever it is returning here, return sum. Whatever the values, the sum is in the sum, it is there while calculating. That value will be returned. The value of sum will be returned. Okay, sum equal to 0 here. While pile 1 has more cards, pick the card x from pile 1, move x to pile 2. If x dot gender equal to gen, then sum equal to sum plus x dot mathematics. So what it will check in this procedure, it will compute the mathematics sum of female students, right? Here you are passing gen as f. The same procedure can be used to compute the mathematics marks sum of male students also. Here as we pass gen value as f, so it is just computing the sum of mathematics marks of female students. Okay. Clear how the procedure is written, everyone? This is the main topic. Yeah, this is the main topic in week 3. Like while, two whiles. Like while after a while. Okay, no connection. Two independent whiles, and then the procedure is the main topic in week 3. So interface is nothing but parameters to be passed, value to be returned, what are the side effects possible. Implementation is nothing but the procedure definition. So interface is nothing but how to interact with a procedure here. How to interact by passing the parameters and whatever the value it is returning and whatever the side effects are possible for that procedure. Okay. Implementation is nothing but the procedure definition. Here you can say procedure of procedure 1 of a plus a comma b will just compute the value of a plus b and return half of it. 0.5 into a plus b will return the half of the value of sum of a plus b. The same thing can be done in this way also. First in the C value, you can store the value of a plus b. In C value, can be updated to 0.5 into C, that means half of it, and you can return. These are the truth tables for AND operation. So AND will become true only if both conditions are true. True and true will be true. True and false will be false. False and true will be false. False and false is false. If any, only the AND value will be true only if the both conditions are true. Even if any one of them is false, the AND will become false. Okay, for OR value will be true or will output true. If at least one of the condition is true, then OR will output true. So true or true is true, true or false is true, false or true is true, false or false is false. Because here only in one case it will become false. False or false. If both of the condition are false, then A or B is false. Okay, that's all from Victory. Let us see in the slide also. Tutorial slide. Example of procedure. Okay, the procedure example is not here. Let us do the example of finding pairs. If we wanted to find, this is for week 4. If we wanted to find the pairs of students. If you wanted to find any pair, then you will go for nested iteration. Okay. Find the number of pairs of students who scored same marks in mathematics. If you wanted to find student pairs who have scored same marks in mathematics, then you will do that by using the nested iteration. So you have to compare each card mathematics marks with each and every other card mathematics marks. If the marks are same in both cards, then the value of that pair can be incremented. So let us see the same thing. Pair equal to 0. While table 1 has more rows, let us take this as the example. This is the table 1. It has more rows. Take the top card X from table 1. This is the top card 162. That will be red. Take the top card X from table 1. Move X to table 2. Will move X to table 2. Like X value will become table 1. Now it will move 1 and 62 are moved to table 2. And what you will see, while table 1 has more rows, now table 1 has more rows. If X dot mathematics equal to Y dot mathematics, you can see what is Y? Y is nothing but the table 1 top row card. Table 1 top row card, Y value is X, this one, this row. And X value is this row. You are checking both the cards, mathematics marks. 81 equal to 62. No, 81 not equal to 62. So nothing will happen. Pair equal to pair plus 1 won't happen. So this value, whatever the value of this card Y, that will be moved to table 3. So what we will get in the table 3, we will get in the table 3 6 and 81. Okay. The table 1 card will be moved to table 3. So 681 will be moved to table 3. And the same thing repeats. Whether the card value 62 value is equal to 62. Yes, now X value and Y value are same. And so you will increase the value of pair. Pair equal to pair plus 1 will happen. And 17 and 62 will be moved to this table 3. The iteration will continue. Okay, what you are doing? You are doing each card here. Each card will be compared with each and every card. So first card will be compared with 6th, first card will be compared with 17, first card will be compared with 21, first card will be compared with 27. So if we find the value of mathematics as 62 anywhere, so the pair value will be incremented. So here 17 card also has a value 62, so the value of pair will become 1. Okay, now you have this one, 81. The sixth card value will be compared with 17, 21, and 27. Okay, you won't compare again 1 and 6 because when you are comparing, when you are doing one comparison, like when you are iterating in the first iteration, you have already compared 1 and 6. Then for the second time, you won't do this. So 1 and 6 comparison we have already done, no? So while checking for 81, you won't check 6 and 1 again. Okay, that kind of repetition won't be there because of the movement of the cards. You have moved this card to table 2. So table 2, if you have moved that card to table 2, then you are not iterating it again. You are not checking that value again. Only the cards which are from table 3 will be moved to table 1. Okay. So by doing this process, what we are doing, we are checking each card. We are comparing the value of each card with each and every other card. So 1 will be compared with 6, 17, 21, and 27. 6 will be compared with 17, 21, and 27. 6 won't be compared again with 1 because 1 and all 6 are already compared while we are comparing when we are doing for 1. Okay. Is it clear how we are doing? Just should I go through this each step by step? Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Clear.
Yeah, clear, no? Okay, do I need to explain through an example or not required? This one showing you.
Explain, madam.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am. Please explain the last one.
just okay, only this example you have. Oh, this I will show you. Here you have 162. Okay, whatever the students, you have to find the pair of students who have scored same marks in mathematics. The students who have scored in the same marks in the mathematics should be counted as pair. Like if the student has scored 62, if you have another student with mathematics marks 62, then that should be counted as pair. Okay, pair of students who have scored same marks in mathematics. So number of such pairs you want. So 62, 62, 81, 81, 78, 78. Okay, that all will become pair. Okay, number of such students you have the equal marks that should be counted as pair. Here you have 62. Whether any other student has 62? Yes. Yes, 17. The card number 17 also has 62. So this should be counted as pair. So how you are doing that? By checking each card's mathematics marks value with each and every other card. So you are writing while in a while. So first while is to iterate through the table 1. Okay. And the second while is to iterate through this table 1 only, but the remaining rows of the table 1. Okay, in the first iteration, the value of x will be 162. Okay, but the value of y, that is by in the inner iteration, the value of y is 86 and 81. So the value 62 and 81 will be compared. They are not same, so they won't be counted as pair. And the inner while loop, in the inner while loop, we are iterating through the remaining rows of the table 1. No? So the remaining rows of the table 1 will be like 6, 81, 17, 8, 62, 21, 78, 27, 81. So we'll check each and every row marks is same as 62. If the marks are same as 62, then the value of pair will be incremented. If it is not, the value of pair will not. We won't do nothing to the value of pair.
खेळला कोण नाही तू
After comparing
खेळले
one,
पण नाही तू
after comparing 1 and 62, we'll do the same thing for 6 and 81. 6 and 81 will be compared
कराव जोडी जोडी
with
जोडी लागे मम्मी
27. Okay. Okay,
Ma'am,
that's all.
can you just read this code?
Okay, pair equal to 0. While table 1 has more rows, read the top card x from table 1, move x to table 2. Just we are checking whether table 1 has more rows. If it has more rows, pick the card x from table 1, and here picking the card from table 1, 162. And after picking, we are moving that card to table 2. We are moving that card to table 2. While table 1 has more rows, that is the inner while loop. While table 1 has more rows, read the top card y from table 1. So top card y from table 1 is 681. If x dot mathematics equal to y dot mathematics, pair equal to pair plus 1. This one, if 62 equal to 81, this is x and this is y. So 62 equal to 81, then pair value will be incremented and move y to table 3. What is y? This 681 will be moved to table 3. Okay. This inner while loop is not finished. No, this inner while loop is not finished. So we'll go and check again the condition. Whether table 1 has more rows. Yes, table 1 has 17, 21, 27. These are rows. So yes, it has more rows. Read the top card y from table 1. The top card is this one, 1762. If x dot mathematics equal to y dot mathematics, what is x? X is 62 and y value mathematics is also 62. So pair value will be incremented at this point of time. Okay, and the value and this card will be moved to table 3. So 1762 will come to table 3. 1762 will come to table 3. What are the remaining rows in the table 1? 21 and 27. So now you will see again 62 is same as 78. Whether the marks of 62 and 78 are same, not same. So pair we won't increment. Then we'll move this card to table 3. So 2178 will be moved to table 3. 2178 will be moved to table 3. What we are left with? We are left with 27 and 81. So 27 marks and 81 marks, 81 and 62 are compared. No, they are not same. So we'll move that to table 3 and we'll move. Finally, this we don't have any more rows in the table 1, this condition. While table 1 has more rows, the condition has become false. So we'll move out of this while loop. We'll move out of this while loop. What is the other statement? Move all the rows from pile 3 to table 1. So these all rows will be moved to table 1 again. All these rows will be moved to table 1. Whatever the rows that are there, that will be in that move to table 1. So 681, 1762, all this will be come to table. All will come to table 1 again. So you will iterate. You will check for this condition again. While table 1 has more rows, yes, now table 1 has more rows, 681, all these rows. Read the top card x from table 1 and move x to table 2. So what is the top card? 681. That is read and that is moved to table 2. That we will move to table 2. 681 will be moved to table 2. Okay. And then what we will do? Now the inner loop. Now we will check. While table 1 has more rows, yes, table 1 has more rows. Read the top card y from table 2. What is top card? 1762. That will be read. And if x dot mathematics equal to y dot mathematics. What is x dot mathematics? 81. What is y dot mathematics? 62. Both are not same, so we won't do anything. Move y to table 3. This card y will be moved to table 3. Y is 1762. That will be moved to table 3. Okay, the process will be continued. Y will be moved to table 3. And then what is the top card in table 1? 2178. That value will be compared with 81. Not same. So we won't do anything. That also will be moved to table 2, table 3 again. And then you will just see whether table 1 has empty. No, it is not empty. We have 2781. 2781 value will be compared with the X card value, 81. Both are same. So pair value will be incremented. We have two pairs now, till now. And then this value will be moved to table 3. Okay, as all the rows again, as table 1 is empty, so we'll come out of this inner while loop and execute, move all the rows from table 3 to table 1. So that will happen again. Okay. Okay, that's how the procedure continues. That's how this iteration happens. Is it clear? Is it clear to you
Yes,
now?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Perfect, ma'am. Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am. Okay.
Okay. This is how, in order to find pairs of students, basically, pairs of anything, you do that by using the nested iteration. Why nested iteration? You have to compare each card value with each and every other card. That's why you will write while in a while loop. Okay. Basically, you will follow this kind of notation only. Movement of the cards also should be done properly. All the rows from table 3 has to be moved back to table 1 because iteration has to continue, right? The table 1. After comparing the first card with all other cards, again the second card should be compared with all the remaining cards. So that's why all the cards from from the table 3 has to move to table 1. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, here if we move remove the line, move all rows from file 3 to table 1, then the iteration will stop and we will get only one pair, right?
The iteration, inner iteration has stopped, and you will just move all the rows from table 3. If the table 3 does not have anything, if the table 3 is empty, you have come to this one and this one has moved to this one. If nothing is there in the table 3, then table 1 has become empty, right? Or else,
No, ma'am.
if table 3 has become empty, then nothing will be moved to table 1. No. Okay. Or if we have only one row in table 3, if you have only one row in the table 3, and if you have moved that to table 1, then what is your, the inner while loop you won't have, no? The inner while loop you won't have, because that value will be moved to table 2 and the no more rows will be left in table 1.
Yes, ma'am. Nothing will be left in table 1 then.
Yeah.
Got it, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Example of procedures are here. Find the subject topper of mathematics, physics, chemistry. If you wanted to find them, then max, how to compute the max? You will store max equal to 0. Max value will be assigned to some lowest value. Max value will be assigned to some lowest value, and we'll check whether the current card value is greater than the max. If the current card value is greater than the max, then the max value will be updated to the current card value. Okay, here M max equal to 0, P max equal to 0, C max equal to 0. That is mathematics max, physics max, chemistry max equal to 0 initially. While table 1 has more rows, read the top card X from table 1. If X dot mathematics greater than M max. So whether the current card mathematics marks are greater than the maximum value of mathematics marks, then maximum value of mathematics marks will be updated to the current card mathematics. So that's all. In order to find the maximum value, we'll initialize max value to 0. And if we found a card with a value greater than the max value, then the max value will be updated to the current card value. Okay. If you wanted to find the minimum, in order to find the minimum, we will assign the value of minimum to some highest value, let's say 1000 or 100 or some highest value. If the current card value is less than the minimum value, then the minimum value will be updated to the current card value. That's how you will compute the min and max. Okay. So if you wanted to find the subject order of mathematics, physics, chemistry, you have to write this much code. Okay, this much code. But the thing is same. Just the subject is varying. Just the same thing you will do for the physics topper, for the mathematics topper, for the chemistry topper, you will do the same thing. Just the thing is the subject is is changing, no? So instead of doing this, writing this multiple times, you can define a procedure called find max. You can define the procedure called find marks and pass the subject as parameter. Whatever the mathematics marks maximum marks you have to find that value, that subject can be passed as parameter. And okay, that value can be passed as parameter. Max value will be set to 0 initially. The same thing, whatever you are doing, the same thing will be done in the procedure. While table 1 has more rows, read the top card X from table 1. If X dot subject greater than max, if the whatever the subject we are passing here, if the current card subject value is greater than max, and max equal to X dot subject. Okay. The same you can invoke the procedure multiple times. You can invoke the procedure find max multiple times by passing the different subject, mathematics, physics, chemistry, so on. So it's like no need to write these many number of lines of code. Just this line, this thing is enough, right? This thing is enough. But just you can just change the value of subject and pass. Then the max value will be computed. Okay. Clear?
I have a minor doubt here.
Yeah.
If we don't end the procedure, would the system continuously try to iterate?
So actually, whenever we are returning a value, the procedure will stop its execution. But basically, this is a syntax we are following in this case of CT, find max, end max procedure followed by its name and end that procedure. In case of other programming languages, you have indentation like Python. In Python, you have indentation. In case of other languages, there will be flavor brackets to indicate starting and closing of the procedure. As it does not have anything, the sir has used end statement here, end find max.
Okay, ma'am. So it's just kind of denotation.
Yeah, it's kind of denotation. In case of other languages, if you miss bracket, it will give some error. If you miss the indentation, it will give the error. Okay. So, you can assume like if you doesn't end the procedure, it will give error. Okay. It won't execute repeatedly. It will end. It will give error. That is syntax you have to follow. Procedure, if you have if you have defined a procedure, you should end the procedure. Okay.
Hello,
Yeah, yes, please.
ma'am. Will you do PYQs in this session?
Yeah, if we have time, we'll do. Okay, after discussing this one.
Okay.
So just will exit. What are the advantages of procedure? That avoids the repetition of the code, divides the complex problems into smaller ones, makes it easy to read the code, modifying the pseudocodes become easier. Okay, we can avoid the repetition of the code and we can divide the complex problem into smaller ones, and it is easy to read the code, and modifying the procedure becomes easier. Pseudocode becomes easier. You can just, if you make some modification, it's also easy. Like just changing the value of subject will get just the values of mathematics marks of those respective subject. So these are some of the confusing keywords like return, exit, loop. So return statement terminates the procedure. I just told that return statement, if we have executed, then will come out of this procedure. So return statements terminates the procedure and flow of the code goes back to the procedure call, and the flow will go to the normal procedure call. Exit loop terminates the loop, terminates the only loop from which the statement has been called. Exit loop, if we have seen exit loop statement, then we will come out of that particular loop. Okay, for example, here is even of number. It will check whether the number is even. If it is even, it will return true. If it is not even, it will return false. Okay, after seeing the return statement, will come out of this pseudocode, will come out of this procedure. We won't execute the procedure. The value will be returned. So A equal to E7 of 10, let us say I pass. And then 10 percentile 2, then 10 modulo 2 is 0, like 10 by 2 is 5, it is no reminder, it is 0. So return true. So after seeing the return statement, will come out of this. So the value of true will be assigned to A. The value of true will be assigned to A. Okay, the procedure will be terminated after seeing the return statement. Here you can see while I less than 1, initially I value is 1, j value is 1 and equal to 4, sum equal to 0. While I less than 1, n. So yeah, 1 is less than 4 and j is less than n. Yes, j is also 1 is less than 4. If j equal to I, yes, 1 equal to 1. I value and j value are same. So we'll exit loop. We'll come out of this inner loop. In which loop we are seeing the statement? We are seeing the exit loop statement in the inner while loop. So we'll come out of the inner while loop only. Inner while loop only we will come out of. So this statement, sum equal to sum plus j, j equal to j plus 1, the statements we won't execute. Just I equal to I plus 1 will happen. Okay, I equal to I plus 1 will happen. So what will be the value of I? I value will be 2. And what is the j value? J value is 1, right? Here, yeah, both are less than 4. If I equal to j, no, I equal to j, no, it's not true. So sum equal to sum plus j. Sum value is, what is j value? 1. So sum value will be 1 and j equal to j plus 1 will happen. Okay. Whenever we see exit loop in a while loop, we will exit from that particular while loop. That whatever the remaining statements that are there in the while loop, that won't be executed, will come out of that while loop. Okay. Clear about the exit loop?
Ma'am, please go again with the exit loop, please.
Okay. Okay, just let us see the example here. Initially, the value of I and j are 1 at the beginning. So if I equal to j is true, right? So we will execute this line, exit loop. So we'll come out of this inner while loop. We'll come out of this inner while. So after coming out, what is the statement we have? I equal to I plus 1. I value will be incremented to 2. I value will be updated to 2. 2 is less than n. Yes, 2 is less than 4. What is j value? J value is 1. 1 is less than 4. Yes, 1 is less than 4. If j equal to j, no. I value is 2 and j value is 1. So both are not same. So sum equal to sum plus j will happen. Sum equal to sum plus j. J value is 1. So sum value is initially 0. So sum value will be updated to 1. Sum value will be updated to 1. And j value will be incremented. J value will become 2. J value will become 2 and the inner value continues. Right? 2 is less than 4. I equal to j. Yes. Right? 2 equal to 2. So we'll come out of this inner while loop and I value will be incremented. What is I value? I value will become 3 now. I value will become 3. 3 is less than n. What is j value? J value is 2 only. So if I equal to j, no, I is not equal to j. Right? So we'll execute this statement. Sum equal to sum plus j. What is the value of sum? 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. J equal to j plus 1 will happen. So you understood the case or not? Is it coming or not?
Ma'am, can you explain return once again, ma'am?
So after seeing the return statement, if you have executed in your code, if you have executed the return statement, then will come out of this procedure. Is even will come out of this is even will go back to the code, whatever that has called this procedure. A equal to is even of number we have called here, no? So is even of number, after seeing is even, then we'll go to this procedure is even. Whatever the value of number we are passing, that value of num will be assigned to n. And let us say here we have passed 10. So 10 value will be assigned to n. If n percentile 2 equal to 0, that will be checked. Yeah, that is checked, true, right? That is like 10 modulo 2, like it will divides completely, there is no reminder. So the condition is satisfied, we'll execute the statement return true. So after seeing this return state true, we'll come out of this procedure to where? To the place where the procedure is called, where the procedure is invoked. So whatever the value that we are written, that will be assigned to the value of A. For A will be assigned to true. If you have other statements here after A equal to is even of number, that other statement will be executed again after assigning A value to true. Okay. If you have passed 5 to this procedure, then n modulo, like 5 modulo 2 is not 0. It has 1 as reminder. It is not 0. So this condition is not met, we'll execute the statement return false. Return false. After seeing the return statement, will come out of this procedure and we'll go back to the place where the procedure is invoked. So A value will be assigned to false. Okay.
Okay, ma'am, I can understand.
Okay. So here exit loop, whenever we see the statement exit loop, will come out of that particular loop, that particular here. We are seeing exit loop statement in inner while loop, no? So will come out of the inner while loop only. Okay.
Ma'am, please tell me if I'm correct. Here, the exit loop just ends the, I mean, it just removes the necessity of sum equal to sum plus j and j equal to j plus 1 and directly goes to I equal to I plus 1.
Yeah, only when it goes, only when sorry, see here if it will come out, it will just not execute the statements when the value of I and j are equal. When the values of I and j are equal, sum equal to sum plus j won't happen. Okay. If both are different, then only sum equal to sum plus j will happen. Are you speaking?
All right, ma'am. Got it. Ma'am. Thanks.
चावल में कैसे? Okay.
Any other doubts? Week 1 to week 4. If you have any doubts, please. Any doubts if you have from week 1 to week 4? Take it. If not, if you have any doubts in PYQs or anything, I can answer from week 1 to week 4.
Ma'am, I had some doubt in week 10 and 11.
Okay, you have dedicated section for those weeks. Okay. What is your doubt in week 10 and 11?
Ma'am, some questions are there in the practice assignment and graded.
Okay. So actually, okay, if no one is asking from doubts from week 1 to week 4, we can go to that doubt. Do anyone has doubt, or do you want something to be taught in the session?
No, ma'am, you can go with this doubt, but please after that, can you please solve some PYQs?
Yeah, if time is left, we can solve.
Yeah, some good PYQs. Only 2 or 3 will be okay.
Okay, if not, should I solve the PYQs first and then go to the doubts? Because you don't
Okay,
have.
ma'am, you can
Yes,
solve
ma'am.
the
Ma'am,
PYQ first.
ma'am, binning is not yet completed, right?
Yeah, that is there in the week 4 only, no? Okay, binning is nothing but we are grouping. If we have a table, we can reduce, we can just bin them. So if you wanted to, let us say, if you wanted to find the pair of male students whose mathematics marks are same, that means you can bin like whatever the rows we have, we can bin into 2 tables, like male as one table and females as one table, and we can just perform the same iteration, same thing. Like if both the mathematics marks are same, we can increase the value, we can increment the value of pair. So binning is used to reduce the number of iterations. No need to, okay. Just let me take the slides of week 4. Binning just reduces the number of iterations.
And can you please explain it with PPT?
With,
PPT.
yeah, I'm explaining. Is my screen visible?
No, not yet.
Am I not sharing anything?
No, ma'am.
Yeah,
Okay.
ma'am, it started.
Okay, binning just reduces the number of comparisons. Binning is used to reduce the number of comparison. So if we have table of, let us say, 10 rows, if we wanted to check each row with each and every other row. So how many iterations we are doing? So first row will be compared with the remaining 9 rows, and the second row will be compared with my notes is visible now. Coming.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you have 10 rows, let us say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let us say it's simplicity 5. Okay, now first row has to be compared with remaining 4 rows. So how many iteration will do? 4 iteration for the first card. Second row has to be compared with the remaining 3 rows. 3 rows. So how many iteration we have to do? 3 iterations here for the second. For the third row, we have to compare with 2 other cards. So we have to do the 2 iteration. And the fourth card should be compared with this last card. So how many iteration? Fourth card should be compared with only the fifth card. So 1 iteration will do. So total number of iteration will be how many here? 5, 4 plus 1. It's 10. So how to get the number of iteration we are doing? So n into n. See, you have sum of n. The n value number of cards is 5. So n value here is n minus 1. No? See, you are doing sum of n minus 1 natural numbers. So sum of n natural numbers is n into n plus 1 by 2. No? But here you are doing sum of n minus 1 natural numbers. So it will be wherever you have n, replace it by n minus 1. N minus 1 into n plus n minus 1 by 2, it will be n into n minus 1 by 2. So total number of iterations you are doing n into n minus 1 by 2. If you are not binning, okay. Understood? If you are not
Yes,
binning,
ma'am.
so this many number, I have shown you. So first card has to be compared with 4 other cards. So 4 iteration plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. So this is sum of n minus 1 natural numbers. You know the formula to calculate the sum of n natural numbers, that is n into n plus 1 by 2. Instead of n, you have n minus 1. So I will replace the value of n by n minus 1. So you will get the total number of iterations as n into n minus 1 by 2. So let us say you have 30 cards. So how many iterations you are doing? 30 into 30 minus 1 by 2. So 15 into 29 iterations you are doing. Okay. Okay. If you have binned that, if you have binned the cards into 3 bins, 30 cards in 3 bins. 30 cards in 3 bins. So what will be the size of your bin, each bin? So each bin will have 10 cards. Okay. So this 10 cards should be compared with each and every other card. So how many comparisons you are doing here? 10 into n minus 1 by 2. 10 into 9 by 2. Okay, 10 into 9 by 2. What is its value? 10 into 9 by 2. It is 5 into 9, 45. Right? 5 into 9, 45. 45 plus 45 plus 45, 3 times. So what is its value? 90 plus 45, that is 135. If you compute this value, 15 into 29, what's its value? Can anyone tell what is its value?
435.
435. So you can see if you bin the number of comparisons as reduced, no? So 135. If you are not binning, then you have to do 435. Number of iterations, the computations, number of iterations plus number of times you have to do that many number of comparisons. Okay. So binning is generally basically used to reduce the number of comparisons. You understood, no? Why we are binning? In order to reduce the number of comparisons we'll do. The same thing it is there here also. Some computations seem to require comparisons of each card with all other cards in the pile. For example, choosing a study partner for each student, the number of comparisons required can be very large. Okay. We observe that if we organize the cards into bins based on some condition, then we only need to compare the cards within one bin. This seems to significantly reduce the number of comparisons required. Okay. Is there a formal way of determining the reduction in the comparison? Calculate the number of comparisons without binning. Calculate the number of comparisons with binning. Use the calculations to determine the reduction factor. So you can use this to get the reduction factor also. Okay. Okay. Comparing each element with all other element. Here let us say 5 elements A, B, C, D, E. Okay. Now A has to compare with B, C, D, everything. E. A has to be compared with all other things. Okay. And B also has to be compared with C, D, E. So the same thing. And C has to be compared with D and E. D has to be compared with E. So total number of comparisons will be A should be do 4 comparisons, B will do 3 comparisons, and C will do 2 comparisons, D will do 1 comparison. The same thing is written here also. The comparisons required are A with B, C, D, and E. So 4, and B with C, D, E. So 3, and C with D and E. 2, and D with E. So only 1 comparison. Okay, the total number of comparison is 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. That is 10. Okay, that is 10. Okay. For n object, the number of comparisons required will be, for n objects, the number of comparisons required will be, so sum of n minus 1 natural numbers, that is n into n minus 1 by 2. Okay. Okay, this is same as the number of ways of choosing 2 objects from n objects. So that is nc2 n into n minus 1 by 2, the same formula. Okay. So the number of comparisons grows really fast. You can see 2, if you have 2, ns2, the number of comparisons is 1. 3, you can see this. So number of comparisons grows quadratically if you use this, because n square is happening here. That's why. So if you just bin it, then the value of n will become smaller. So the number of comparison will be reduced. The key idea is to reduce the number of comparison by using the binning. For 9 objects, you can bin as 3 bins, and the number of comparisons will be gone down. No? For 3 cards, if you have 3 cards, how many comparisons you will do? N into n minus 1 by 2. So 3 into 2 by 2. So 3 plus 3 plus 3. So it will be total 9 comparison. But if you use it, the total number of comparison is 36 if you don't bin. So that's all. You understood the concept of binning? It's just reduce the number of binning, number of comparisons. If you have bin of size k, then the value of comparisons you will do is n into n by k minus 1 by 2. Okay, n into n by k minus 1 by 2. The factor of reduction is n minus 1 divided by n by k minus 1. Okay.
Ma'am, so before you have told 10, like 30 cards in 3 bins. So the K value would be 10, is it? Or 3 over there?
3. K value is the number of bins. 3.
Okay.
Okay, that's all about the binning.
Ma'am, reduction factor just shows us how much times the iterations is reduced, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, any other doubts from week 1 to week 4? So you have 2 more sessions for the other week's revision. Okay. If you have any doubts, please ask from week 1 to week 4. Any doubt from P by Q also, it's okay, I will take. Any doubts you have from week 1 to week 4, anything P by Q or any conceptual doubt or any practice graded assignment doubt, please ask. Yeah, sure, we'll send the PDF of the summary.
Then the next session for week 5 to 8 will be on 19th, right?
Yeah, next session is on Monday, you have session. And just let me see and let you know. So you have Monday, Thursday and Friday. Thursday 5 to 8 and 6 to 8 is on Friday. Okay.
Okay.
If you understood now, please. Okay, next session you have some 5 to 8 now. Please just you can ask the doubts of 5 to 8 weeks in the next session also. Okay. If you have something in 1 to 4, please ask in the discourse or in the next session also we can take. Okay. Just if you just tell to take the doubts first, then doubts will be taken first. Okay. Yeah, this is recorded.
Madam, tomorrow there is class of CT.
Tomorrow, instructor session is not there. Instructor session is not there. So please, meanwhile, you can solve the PYQs and ask in the coming session or in the discourse you can post. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, will the number of questions increase in the end term exam?
Yeah, it will be around, yeah, it can be any number like between 23 to 25 or more than that. Okay, it will be less than 30 only. Yeah, it will be, you will be able to solve in the given time frame.
What is the
Okay,
weightage?
ma'am.
Weightage is not specific weightage
Ma'am,
is
I had got the weightage news from someone. It's about, tell me if I'm correct or not. It's about week 1 to 4, 15%, 5 to 8, 15%, and 70% week 9 to 11, 12.
that if it no that kind of thing we don't follow any kind of weightage. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah, this PDF will make them available. Okay. So if someone has the link of PYQ, could you please share? It will be there in the discourse. You can just check that in the discourse. So little earlier might not be possible because there are other courses also where we have to take the sessions. Like it's just on Thursday and Friday, right? You
Yeah.
can, yeah, meanwhile, you can just practice, okay? And come ask the doubts. Okay, if you are not having any doubts, we can close the session. If you have any doubts, I will take some.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Ma'am, I mailed to the support team many times, but they didn't reply.
Did you write it in the discourse?
Okay, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Yeah, please write it in the discourse, okay?
You can call them too, right?
Yeah, you can call that too. You can call also.
Okay, ma'am, I will call.
If it is not
When
getting,
will be the
write it in the discourse.
mark will get released or enter?
Okay, quiz 1 and quiz 2 has mock, but end term, I think you don't have mock.
Is it so? Because every other subjects are receiving.
Okay, forever. Yeah, if it is there, it will be made available. Okay.
Ma'am, after the end term exam, when will the new term start?
Starts in January.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Any other doubts you have? Okay, then. Yeah, thanks all. Just
Thank you,
Thursday.
ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you, ma'am.
yeah, Thursday and Friday you have sessions on the other weeks. Just solve the PYQs meanwhile. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am, for the session.
Yeah, thank you all. So, can someone please share the PYQ link? Yeah, everyone is asking. You can refer the discourse also. You can write it in the discourse to share the PYQ link. This summary will be made available in the portal under supplementary contents or anywhere. Okay, thank you.